What's up, everyone? Today is going to be a real quick video. A lot of you guys asked how I would remove a broken or stuck bolt slash stud or something along these lines in an actual engine block. This works on heads as well. Very common in LS heads. You can try a bunch of things. You know, a lot of people grind them, try using the easy outs or stuff like that. I find that there's a good chance trying to get rid of them is you know, into the block itself, and that's not a really good time. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get a little bit of heat on this. MAP gas torches work the best. Not a lot of heat. You're not trying to, you know, melt it out or anything. You just want to get the heat to transfer all the way into the threads. Then hit it with a little bit of Freol. Now, warning about Freol is it smells very funky. Recommend not doing it inside your house if you can help it, and don't use a lot of it. Just straight onto there and it'll pull right through, and allow it to soak. Do it a couple times, maybe over a period of an hour. Let it heat cycle. Now, you're not trying to change the temper of the steel. The goal is just to get the heat to penetrate through any type of corrosion. Afterwards, you're going to go ahead and get yourself a pair of vice grips. Get on there real nice and strong and work it back and forth until finally it comes out. These worked out really well that way. Now, the one above, I even tried taking it on there, and I've had this work in the past where you get it clicked just like that, and then you use something along these lines and you work it that way. Unfortunately, as you can see, that did not work. So hence why I'm wearing a welding mask. We are going to go ahead and do the next option. Now, you're going to want to back your wire speed off a bit and put a little bit more heat into it. Again, you're not trying to do any damage to the block itself. Pretty good standoff, like that. And then send her home. Wait for her to cool down a little bit. Give her a few love taps. Help kind of shock it a little bit. And then once you feel like a little ugga-dugga will help, grab your little ugga-dugga. Sometimes the weld will kind of booger it up a bit. Don't feel bad if you have to give this a little ugga-dugga. And just like that. Now, some of the bigger bolts, you might need to use big ugga-dugga. You know? You know, tell her who's boss. But, just like that, now you're going to just use a center punch, or not a center punch, I don't know, anything, screwdriver, knock that out of there. But that's pretty much all you need to do. And then you're going to go through and use a thread chase and just clean up all your threads. And then, especially for the timing cover, the hard part begins, because now you got to find the replacement bolts for it. So pretty straightforward and easy, guys. So there's definitely other options you can go and try to do. I find those work the best. There's weird gimmicky tools that can grab onto them. I find that they generally don't work, or they're really expensive, and the worst part about this is you have to sacrifice a nut, and that's really not the end of the world. Sometimes, if it's long enough, you can put 2 bolts onto it and then try torquing it off with the inside nut. I find that one to be pretty good, but you really need the benefit of doing the welding onto it. It allows it to heat cycle. If you do it the other way and you can use like an induction coil or something on it, we'll try that on the heads, because the bolts that broke on that, some of them broke pretty far out, and that will actually give us the opportunity to really give that a shot. I find that I've had really good success with this one, and I haven't had every so often they'll break off a little bit further in, and you kind of have to chase it a little bit. Just be careful with cast iron. You're actually a little bit better off than you'd think, because cast is hard to weld. Not impossible, but cast iron, just try to make it so it's not, you're not chasing it in there. At a certain point, you'll have to make the decision to, you know, be very diligent and drill it out. I hate doing that, because you start to lose the percentage of it getting pulled out without catastrophic failure is it starts to go down dramatically. Anyways, so very quick video. Like I said, that's one of the best ways of doing it. You can, like I said, again, try using your vice grips to remove it. You know, use leverage as your friend. Otherwise, penetrant oil, tapping it works really well. It helps kind of shock any type of rust inside there. Heating it also does the same thing. Heating it and shocking it with the hammer, that works really well. A lot of times if it's really stubborn and it just seems to want to break further in, I'll let it soak a little bit longer with some penetrant oil. I'll heat it up again using the weld and stuff like that, and putting the nut on there, and then I'll spray more penetrant oil inside the edge of it, hoping that the threads will carry it in, and then definitely use the hammer to shock it. So pretty quick video, guys. Like I said, you don't have to bring it to a machine shop. If you can avoid it, it's very expensive to do it that way. And then the next part for me is finding replacement bolts for the timing cover. So until the next time, guys, remember, keep your shiny side up. God bless.